Mm-hmm.
What's up, basketball fans? NBA in the bubble, playoffs started, and as we speak, the top seeds in the Eastern Western conferences stumbled at their first game, each one of them. The Lakers, top team in the West, losing to the guys who just scraped in, the Portland Trailblazers, and in the East, Milwaukee Bucks losing to Orlando Magic. We're joined by Mpho Mutloane. Both he and I share a passion for African business, but we also share a passion for basketball. At least he can say he played. I'm just a fan. But hey, in the NBA, we are all equal now, especially if the top seeds can stumble both in game one of the playoffs. Mpho, welcome. Lakers, with all the attentions of the world on them, could do better than lose to Portland Trailblazers. What happened?
They met a team that was very hot. The team that, as many say around the media and the NBA, that doesn't deserve to be the 8th seed. But they lost it in the end on bad shooting. It was a bad shooting day. They've been shooting very poorly in the bubble. Every time they ask them the players what's going on, the Lakers players what's going on, they keep on saying that they don't feel comfortable playing in the bubble. And you can see that with the shooting stats.
I mean, but what does that mean? LeBron James played 42 minutes, scored 23 points, 17 rebounds, 17 and 16 assists. He has more assists than all the team combined, especially the point guards.
So yes, that's true. But the Lakers entirely as a team shot 5 off of 32 from 3 points. 32 shots were taken, 5 went in from 3-point land, which means it's 15%. In the bubble, they averaged 25%, which is the lowest of all the 22 teams that have participated, meaning the Wizards shot better, Phoenix shot better, the Kings shot better. All the teams that have gone home shot better than the Lakers. This is not a number 1 seed playing like a number 1 seed. And that was the problem.
Tell me, KCP, everybody told me Caldwell Pope was the man to go to. He played 30 minutes, scored 1 point, and that was even a free throw. Danny Green. And what about Dion Waiters? What was Dion Waiters doing, playing only 2 minutes in this game? Could he have played better?
He could have played more, and everyone was asking for him to play more, especially in the period between in the third quarter, because the Lakers seemingly had control of the game, but they played about 4 minutes without LeBron, and they could only increase the score to about 2 points, even though Damian Lillard in that period, from 4 minutes to go in the second quarter up until halfway through the fourth quarter, did not score any field goals. That means no layups, no 3-point shots. Damian Lillard was confined to just shooting free throws, which is important for the Lakers. But they couldn't wrestle that thing away because they kept on shooting poorly. LeBron kept on giving them open looks, and they just kept on shooting poorly. So if you think about it, 5 of 32 is 15%. If you add 3 more, if they average the bubble percentage, which is 25, that's 3 more shots. That takes it to 8. If they shoot those 3 more 3-pointers, we're looking at a win by 2 points. But that didn't happen. On top of that, they kept on missing free throws. You can't average.
But now wait a minute, Mpho. I think you are downplaying something here called Hassan Whiteside. 5 blocks, and I think 3 of them came in the fourth quarter when Lillard on the other end and Melo were making threes. Carmelo Anthony showed up here, but those blocks by Whiteside, how crucial were they?
They're momentum killers, especially when your team had just missed 4 free throws in a row to go 10 points up. And that's where the issue lay. It was the Lakers couldn't wrestle the lead away from the 8th seed, and Damian Lillard kept on coming back. And the moment he shot the first 3, and that was his first field goal in about 10, 12 minutes in the match, that turned everything. And then you had Damian Lillard on the logo that was 42 feet. He averages 42% from 30 feet away from the basket, which is roundabout logo range. Everyone talks about Steph's 3-point shooting. Damian Lillard's 3-point shooting is insane. And then you have Carmelo Anthony, who, when the Portland Trailblazers were 3 points up, makes it 6. And then as the Lakers respond, Gary Trent Jr. off the bench. The Portland bench didn't do much today. But what they did was Gary Trent Jr. with that open shot on the elbow, on the perimeter, to seal the game for them and take it to 9 points. It was.
I'm telling you, Nurkic, Yusuf Nurkic is my MVP for Portland Trailblazers. Am I giving him too much credit? 16 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists in the 34 minutes he played. I watched him in the play-in tournament, and I watched him literally become that difference between winning and losing by making shots that matter. Am I exaggerating his role?
No, you're not. You're not. And him and Hassan Whiteside's minutes were very crucial for the Trailblazers because Nurkic was rebounding a lot more. When you play the Lakers, you're going to play a team with length. And that's what Frank Vogel was trying to do yesterday with having McGee and Dwight Howard crashing the boards. Here's a stat. The Lakers had 17 offensive rebounds. 17. But they could only put up 9 second chance points.
Oh, no.
Yes, of a minimum of 34 points that they could have put up, they could only put up 9. That says a lot about the defense that Nurkic and Hassan Whiteside were putting up. Every time Dwight Howard wanted to go up, he was harassed by somebody. And remember, you're at the rim. It's not that hard. It's not that hard for you to miss, but they were missing. And that's what Nurkic provided on the defensive end. He was battling for rebounds. And this stat line, this double, because he averages before in the playoffs, in the 5 games he's played, he averages 9 points and 8 rebounds. He doubled that in this game.
Well, let's go to the East and see what happened for Milwaukee Bucks to lose to Orlando Magic. Hey, this is another shock win for Orlando Magic, except for what Vucevic did with his 35 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists. What else worked for Orlando Magic? It looks like one of those where they shared the points, because it looks like most of them scored in double digits. Ennis, Fultz, Clark, Ross, and Augustine, all of them scoring in double digits, and of course chipping here and there with the rebounds. What happened? What did Milwaukee Bucks not do?
So there's a stat that I was speaking about on my podcast about the Bucks. The only way you can try beat the Bucks is if you get Giannis to get to the foul line. Giannis is the worst free throw shooter of the 27 players in the NBA who have taken 300 free throw shots. He averages 63% on his own. So every time Giannis goes to the line, he'll get one, but he won't get the other. And most likely he'll get 2 off. And last night he averaged 4 from 9. The Bucks on the line was 64%. The Magic, 94%.
Right. The Lopez brothers didn't do much either. Robin Lopez, 30 minutes. Brook Lopez, 5 minutes from 30 minutes, 5 points from 30 minutes. And his brother, 2 points from 3 minutes. What are they going to have to do to turn this around? Wesley Matthews.
They're going to need to shoot better. They're going to need to shoot better from 3. They're going to need to also put in their field goals in. They average 33% from 3-point land, which is okay. But for a team like the Bucks that spaces the way they do, with Middleton, Bledsoe, Brook Lopez is not a bad 3-point shooter, and you've also got Wesley Matthews. They need to support Giannis on that end of the floor. Just like how we talk about LeBron's ancillary parts needing to step up, the Milwaukee Bucks also need to step up, even from a field goal shooting perspective. Chris Middleton needs to step up. Eric Bledsoe needs to step up in order for them to beat the Magic. I think for them, their big issue was that. Vucevic can go and score 35, but you guys need to come through.
All right, let's see. If you are Lakers and if you are Milwaukee Bucks, who should worry the most as we close going into the second game?
I don't see the Magic winning 3 more games. So I think the Bucks will be fine. I think they'll be okay. I think it's just 1 game. They need to get into their rhythm. The Lakers, on the other hand, this is not a rhythm issue. This has been happening throughout the bubble. They can't shoot. And you've also got a guy on the other end who's the best player in the NBA right now. You can tell me Giannis, you can tell me LeBron. Damian Lillard is an assassin. He can kill you. He wins games for fun, and he's done that for 9 games in straight. So right now, you could even say we could see the third time an 8th seed has beaten a first seed in the challenge. The Spurs lost to the Grizzlies. I think it was 2011, and the Knicks came through their series in 1999 in that strike-shortened season to get to the NBA Finals as an 8th seed. So there's possibility that Damian Lillard could cause history today, this week, or by Monday, or whenever they get to play. But it's going to be tough. It's going to go to Game 7, and the Lakers better watch out. It's going to be tough.
All right, Mpho Mutloane from 1WSR, that's One World Sports Radio. Thank you very much. Let's see what happens in the second game. But hey, stay tuned. You never know what might happen here. It looks like we're in for a surprise. Mpho, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Victor.